Van Halen had made heavy metal more popular than ever before. Once left for dead by critics like Lester Bangs, the scene was now thriving, and so was the music. The band's third offering, Women and Children First, came out in 1980. It would prove to be metal's golden year.
1980 was magical. It's a magical year in the history of metal.
There was a lot of goodwill for this kind of music around at that time.
Punk played itself out, and heavy metal, meanwhile, coalesced into something modern and important at that moment.
This was the year that a lot of awesome albums came out.
Judas Priest put out British Steel.
Lightning to the Nations by Diamond Head.
AC/DC did Back in Black.
Motorhead put out Ace of Spades, which was a huge deal.
Saxon's Wheels of Steel.
Great albums. Ozzy did Blizzard of Oz and discovered Randy Rhoads. So much happened in that year. And for so many bands, it was time to make their mark.
This was literally the case for former Rainbow frontman Ronnie James Dio. Playing follow-up to Ozzy Osbourne in metal's premier rock band was reason enough to create his own identity. Little did he know that his signature gesture would come to define metal like nothing else.
I joined a band that had a singer who did this all the time, who thought he was Richard Nixon. I didn't want to be Richard Nixon, or did I want to be Ozzy? I didn't want to be that. I wanted to do something that was special to me.
All respect.
I call it the universal metal sign.
Well, my grandmother used to do it. She's born in Italy and didn't speak a lot of English and had her superstitions. So she stopped the evil eye. I got it. Or you can give the evil eye that way, too. You can do it. It's an antenna both ways. Works both ways. And I see her do it all the time. It's called the Moloch. It's M-O-L-O-C-H, which is the devil.
I think it's been glorified over the years into this evil, satanic sign. I mean, I remember even in the decline of the Western civilization, some lady was saying it's 666. There's a 6 here, there's a 6 here.
And a 6 here, which represents the 666 in the book of Revelations in the Bible.
I said, come on, man. I think this means I love you in sign language.
It's not just that. I mean, I found all different kind of ways to do it, to create letters with it, to do all kinds of amazing things with it.
You got the single, which is this, and you got the double, and then you got too much metal for one hand, you know?
It's like, for instance, when you say the word Slayer, when people would go up to me and they say, dude, you should play more Slayer, they never said that. They would always say, dude, play more Slayer!
Well, you know, it was meant for a purpose. I tried to create it within the confines of the band Black Sabbath, in the evilness that was supposed to be that band. And now it's crossed over into everything.
By 1981, metal had morphed into a growing community with its own distinctive identity. Dio had given it a greeting, Priest a look, Maiden a mascot. Metal even had its own dance, the headbang. When Van Halen not only turned it into a party, but invited girls to come along, metal was well positioned for the revolution that was about to take place.
Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll.
We're Def Leppard. There's only one way to hear us right, on MTV, in stereo. Stay tuned for details.
MTV came out, we embraced it fully. We said, no, we're more Duran Duran than we are Black Sabbath.
I know bands, all they wanted to do was get a video